Welcome back to a brand new episode of Private Parts with me, Liv Bentley. This is the podcast where nothing is off limits. Today I have a very special guest back again by popular demand, and that is the glorious Miles Nazette. We've got him back because last time he was here, I had to rush off to go and see Lady Gaga, who just, may I say, is fucking phenomenal. If anyone's thinking of going to see her, I would definitely do that. She was amazing.
Amazing. I love that.
Anyway, we got caught short and didn't finish off our gossiping. TV career, let's start from the beginning.
TV, life, everything. Intense.
We've done quite, I'm trying to think of, the only same show we've done is Celebs Go Dating.
Yeah. How did you find that show?
I fucking loved it. I had a blast. I was getting pissed. I was with Amy Child. I had a really wild time. But I think I was about 24.
You were... this is when you had your long hair ponytail system.
Yeah, it was when I had a couple of my wigs in. I looked different every series of every show. Like, you never know who I was. I just broken up with Digby. And bizarrely, we'd actually been asked to do it as a couple because back then, I don't know if they still do it, they bring couples on to have therapy together, which actually... That
would have been amazing.
Yeah, we could still be together. And then...
You and
Diggers!
Wigby.
My Wigby. And then anyway, we broke up before Buenos Aires. Do you remember Buenos Aires?
Let's not deep dive in Buenos Aires.
Fun time to be alive.
Wow. God, that's...
I'd broken up with Digby for the final time on the drive to the airport, which is so dark.
On the drive to the airport? Oh,
it's so awful. This is really odd, though. I went to go see this... I don't know what do they call it? Not a white witch, but someone who tells you...
A tarot reader.
Something like that. Anyway, this was like 6 months prior. I think they are called a white witch, aren't they? Or a fortune teller.
Teller. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Bizarrely, it was actually in one of the rooms at Richard Ward, the hairdresser. In Square. Anyway, I went to go see her. This when I was still with Digby and I didn't really know what was going on. And she said to me, and I don't know if you then preempt this stuff, she said, you're going to break up with your boyfriend or something's going to end but you'll both be in separate countries. Anyway, bizarrely, I was flying to BA and he was in Cape Town. We broke up. It was really weird. I don't know if you preempt that stuff. Anyway, so I was single.
Yeah, you were single. I don't know what the hell I was single.
I think a lot of us were all single.
You know what? It's very rare that we're all single at the same time.
I know.
We're always in complicated situationships or like relationships on the show and all that. And that was a series where everyone was single, ready to mingle.
It's a lot more fun.
It was way more fun.
But then that's when I got home and had the call up for Celebs. Which did you enjoy your time on it?
I had a big fight with Paul.
Yeah, so we had Anna on it and she was telling us. But what happened?
Paul, I called my manager straight after and I said, that's it. If
Wait, start from the beginning though. So basically,
I came onto that show genuinely excited to like the idea of meeting someone and letting someone control everything for me. So it was like, I'm just going to date and I actually might meet someone.
Was this pre-COVID? So you weren't in the house?
No, it was after COVID, I think.
Oh, fine.
And then... I thought I was doing really well and I was like trying to be more open and the thing is I'm very good at like playing the game, you know, like you go on TV and you're kind of like, okay, cool. So I was a bit cheeky and I think Paul kind of saw that and was like, I'm going to bring you back to earth.
Okay.
And we had one of the obviously the coachings that you have like with them and they talk about your dates and what you've done. And he kind of just called my shit out. And
is that the first time that's ever happened?
Yeah. I was like, sorry, who are you? Like, you've hired me? No, and it really affected me. Like he basically said that I didn't have really any true friendships. And they were like kind of like on a bed of lies and because of the way I was acting and how I was maybe selfish. And I called my best friend at the time and I said, like, am I a good friend to you? Like, it really affected me. I called my mum. I was like, am I a good son?
What were their responses?
They were like, what are you talking about? You're like one of the like my best friends, like you. And they were all reassuring me, obviously, but like it really, I didn't know what he saw, obviously, that had made me feel like I'm maybe a terrible son or I'm a terrible friend. And I called my manager, I was like, if he ever talks to me like that again, I'm fucking walking. Like, I don't give a shit about the show, the money, whatever, I'm out. And...
Wait, why do you think it hit such a nerve?
Because maybe it was true.
On reflection, do you think it was true?
I I think what you said was harsh.
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to break. What I basically thought at the time is I was like, he's doing it for a press story. I thought he was like, oh, he's going to get Miles is there, breaks down on blah, 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 dating mail everywhere. That, and I was like, I know what he's doing. And at that time, I was like so in TV world, like, I know the game. I know what you're trying to do. I know what producers are trying to do. So I was kind of trying to like catch them out at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of that. But then they had to put us off camera to talk because I was so angry at him.
It's like an episode of
I
Chelsea.
know.
God,
And they were like, we want you, and they were like, we don't want you to leave. We obviously want you here.
Yeah.
But Paul wants to talk to you, and we sat down. We had this really nice open conversation. We filmed it. And he did. It's not that he apologized, but he kind of understood that. For me, it was like you kind of went over a line with the comments you had said about my friends and my family. Like it wasn't. I felt like it was too harsh. And if you're trying to break a wall or my vulnerability, then there's other ways to do it. And then we shook hands, and we're really cool now. Like he messages me, like I talk to him now, and there's no issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't, and from there it kind of tainted my experience on the show. I was kind of like going into these dates, kind of like whatever. Also, annoyingly enough for me, you know how the show works. They'll put the complete opposite of what you like.
Oh yeah.
And I was like.
Well, no, because I got then not numbered, but I was then finally put with a guy who was like another Chelsea bloke, and I was like, this is the last thing I want.
Yeah, but they did that with me. They put a really, really posh girl in front of me.
Yeah.
Her name was Chelsea.
No, stop.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. And I was like, well, yeah, but no. And then I remember with one of what are they called? The events we do, the mixers. And there was like these loads of tatted girls with piercings, and I was like, that's not my type.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you got to try. And I was like, really, I think because I was so outside my comfort zone, I found it really hard to try.
I'll be honest, I was pretty nervous. And when my first mix, I had to be the first idiot to go down the stairs into it. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Nice.
Anyway, luckily, first person I saw was an extra I'd seen on Made in Chelsea. And I was like, I recognise you. But no, it was daunting.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I say I had a wonderful time, which I did, it is quite a confronting thing because as much as it is a show, people forget though you are dating. When you are on those dates, there aren't producers or people hanging around you. Like you walk into it, it's just filmed.
They just let it roll,
and they let it go. And so there are
did you put a facade on? Like, did you play a role? Did you feel like you played a role?
No, I don't think I did. And actually, my sort of feedback, it was after Digby, and but I remember getting upset at one point. I think my thing was I found it really hard. I joke a lot, so all my stuff was very like light-hearted jokey. I'd never go like deeper than that.
Yeah.
And so I remember there was one day, and I remember I was wearing a wig. Well, I think I wore a wig for the whole thing, and I told the guy why I was wearing the wig, but it was because they were trying to bring out my like vulnerability, which I still sometimes now find hard.
Yeah. Oh my.
It's not easy. I think because you open yourself up to like just judgment, and it's hard. And you can't come back from that. But no, I really enjoyed the actual therapy side of it. I learned a lot about myself.
Interesting.
Weirdly.
Yeah.
Which it was interesting. And Paul, even after I finished the show, I still spoke to Anna.
Yeah.
But at Paul, I would message for advice on relationship stuff with Tristan. Yeah. Actually.
No, and I had the same relationship with Anna. So I would message Anna about like dating stuff and off like once the show was ended. But for me, it was really hard because although the therapy was very genuine and it was very real, I always had the back of my head like I'm on a TV show, and it's really hard to separate the entertainment part of being on a TV show. And like the one thing that we're very good at is people don't understand. It's like, yeah, it's our real lives, but we're also creating the show for people to like look out at and love the drama or love whatever's going on. So I felt like there was part of me that was also playing up to camera a little bit.
Do you think?
Yeah, and on dates, like I knew that maybe they wanted a bit more talk French and do a thing. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'd do that. I would do what I thought was good for TV rather than do what was right by me.
For you. See, I probably should have been more like that, but I was,
No, but that's even better. But that's even better because that means that it was your true, authentic self. Like,
I don't know how good that really is looking back at years of Made in Chelsea. I think, I know what you mean. I think it is a weird one though, isn't it? Because I think it's almost subconscious that you do certain things. Like there were certain things that I've done through the years that I'm like, if I had really, I don't know, I definitely probably I wouldn't have behaved that way in normal situations.
Do you have any big regrets? What's like one?
I think just the way I handled certain things. Like I think honestly, the one thing that really like sometimes gets me is Digby. I just think God, I was, but then I have to remind
savage.
I was a savage. But I was young, and I sort of everything was new. Like I was new on a show. I wasn't that new on the show, but I think I was like 2 years into it.
Yeah.
And I just think the way I'd handled it was as if I had no empathy for him, or I didn't give a shit. And I did really give a shit because I was always heartbroken after those breakups. But that was probably it, just the way I would conduct myself.
But you were young.
I was young.
I know, I'm not saying that's an excuse, but like you
kind of learn as you go though.
But also, people don't realize this. Like you're not only young, but when you're going through heartbreak and any like dating situation, you're not on a TV show. You're doing it in real life, and you also you don't get to see the person when you break up.
Yeah,
you've got a separation on this show.
You're having dinner with them next week.
Yeah, you're literally. I bumped into you in the street. Like,
but no, it's interesting because I've had so many conversations with people about it, and I think for us, we normalise that. That isn't normal to hang out with your exes
all the time. Constantly, week in, week out, and you're like, oh, please leave me alone.
And the worst part is in Chelsea, and I have found this happening way too often. They used to do. I don't know if we can say the Chelsea bumping, where you bump into someone, which, you know, whatever. In real life, I have bumped into more cretins than I care to, like, honestly.
I hated those. It freaked me out because you would never know.
The double breakup. I was walking to the two bridges, that walk I do, breaking up with Tristan, and I saw Digby walking towards me.
What?
I thought it's not possible.
So you broke up with Tristan and then
I broke up with Tristan and I were ending as Digby was walking towards us, and he was like, oh, you guys look happy. And I was like, I want to get in that river right now. God. It was hell. Like, honestly, it was all the moments. That was real life. What do you think your biggest lesson from doing TV generally is, or what do you think you've learned the most? More about yourself? Like, is there anything that's really surprised you that you're like, God, I didn't even think I was like that, or I'd enjoy this?
The biggest thing that what I had with TV, that it really, really pushed me out my comfort zone. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, you're very extrovert. You're like, you know, you're very confident. And I really wasn't. When I was like younger, 16 to 19, 20, I was really, really introvert. I was very shy. I didn't really have a lot of confidence. And the show really pushed that for me, because you have to deal with situations it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have time to think. Yeah. It's like, you know, on TV, it's, you know, an episode, you've got to film every day and all this. So it really got me to be more confident and learn about how I deal with like drama and bad situations, good situations constantly. And I think that was a big lesson, just trying to like be more confident for sure.
No, I have to say I'm probably the same.
Yeah, the confidence thing.
Chelsea, I mean, I used to have hypnoptherapy. I was so shy.
No way.
Yeah, I was an absolute pussy. And then went on to Chelsea, and I was like, I seem to have found my lady balls. Yeah. And here they are, now throwing them at everyone.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's a thing about being on and putting yourself out there on a TV show. It's scary and daunting.
Yeah.
And getting, you know, opinions about you. And it's a different. Yeah.
What sort of backlash over the years do you get, or have you got? And for what?
The main one's fuckboy.
I know. I should have corrected myself last time, by the way. I said heartthrob. I meant to say Lothario.
Lothario, thank you. No, I got I got a lot of just can't be trusted. You know what? I got a lot of what I found really funny, and I used to like actually kind of comment back because it would annoy me. Like, you know, Miles is, you know, he doesn't treat women right, and he cheats on them and all that. And I was like, I've never cheated in my life. Like, on the show, I've never. First of all, in real life, I've never cheated. On the show, I've never cheated. And people were like, oh, I cheat. I was like, I have to be in a relationship to cheat.
Yeah, okay? That's so true.
And the one good thing with me is that if you know me, I'm not in a relationship often.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So it was a lot of you know, fuck boy this, and, you know, he's not serious and all that kind of stuff. And you know, it stemmed from also a little bit of truth of what they saw, because that's how I was acting. But also for me, like, when I started Chelsea, I'd come out of a 3-year relationship.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need my freedom. And maybe it was soon after, it was like literally 2 months after we broke up, I was on the show. But I just wanted to live it up. I was in my early 20s.
Who wouldn't? Early 20s on TV, being paid, like unbelievable.
And people going, oh my God, yeah. Like, yeah, that's me. No, but
you
it
boys
was.
lap it up.
Yeah.
Have you ever slept with a fan?
Have I ever slept with a fan?
Yeah, sorry, I thought I'd quickly ask that. Tell me, oh my God, are you joking? Can I tell you, are you serious? Wait, someone that's DM'd or someone in real life that's come up saying they're a fan. You are so full of it. This is hilarious.
I've got such a good story about it. No, I can say it.
Tell me.
So,
I was so surprised. I thought you were going to go, I'm not answering that.
no, I don't care. It's private parts. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
So this was Croatia, my first summer series.
Right, when I done Digby.
Yeah, and we don't do these anymore, but we used to do rap parties.
Yeah.
You know, and we'd go into these locations and they would like set everything up and it's like the end of the series. No, and this girl came up to me and she said, she was like, oh, I had a dream about you.
What, is this someone we know or just a complete random?
Well, random-ish.
Okay,
well,
fine.
I thought random.
Yeah, okay.
So, and I was like, yes. And she was like, oh, I can't say it. And I was like, well, you're going to have to tell me the dream. So she told me it was like, hey,
yeah.
What a dream.
That word you can say, a sex dream.
A sex dream. And I was like, this is... And also, I think, because it was my first summer series, it was my first year.
Yeah.
And I was getting attention and I was like, whoa, this is cool.
Nothing.
Because, like, girls don't normally come up to guys. So
Yeah.
it's like, wow, okay. And we had then gone to the beach.
Okay. I love the way you're now not saying all the stuff you can actually say.
know,
You went to the beach and slept with her. Oh, sorry.
And her boyfriend came to... I met the boyfriend.
No.
I met the boyfriend. I shook his hand.
What? Did you?
Yeah. I didn't know. I found out... Whoa. Yeah, I found out that like a few days after because I met him.
She had a boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend.
I don't know. Can I be honest? I just would have such anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you hear these stories of people who are having affairs or like... It actually makes me feel nervous thinking about it. No, because I used to always think how funny it was that the boys would hook up with fans in raffles. If I went home with a bloke who was a fanboy of Made in Chelsea, people would be horrified.
No, but you know what it is? It's like you don't really know their fans because you go to raffles and they're just like...
It's full of fans.
Yeah.
Oh, you know their fans. I think it's different for the guys and it's different for the girls because the guys, I mean, the girls don't get a load of blokes coming like, oh my God,
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
you know, can
I also
van
just
drivers.
preface this, you know, this was 8 years ago. I remember when I first started, I couldn't believe it. I remember the first time I aired, I had 800 followers and I went to 10,000 in one episode, just like boom. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I got up to like 50K in like 2 weeks. I couldn't believe it.
It was
crazy,
yeah.
the spike.
But when Miles came on, we had a strange little bond because the reason, not strange little bond, the reason, was it when Maeva had slid into Digby's DMs.
Yeah.
She'd seen him
She
in the...
denied.
Did she come on pretty quickly after you?
Yeah. She came on, she came on 8 months after.
8 months after, because she'd been sliding into Digby's DMs because she'd seen him in the tanning shop.
The Fulham tanning shop.
I went mental.
No. So can I just say this? Actually, this is the fact that we're really good friends today is amazing because we've had our fair share. Also, Liv made me cry once. So there's two stories. There's two stories. So first story was when I first started, I got casted on the show. Within a week of me being casted, I was straight on the show, which was crazy. And my first scene was with Mimi Bouchard.
Toff.
So we did a scene, and that was my first scene. But the evening scene was a scene with you and Digby in raffles.
Right. Oh my God, I remember this, yeah.
But anyways, I'm going in, and I didn't realise that I was going to meet you. I didn't even know you or Digby, because I had said to people like, yeah, like obviously Digby has been apparently DMing my ex.
That was it. I remember all of this now.
You went in on me so badly, like, who the fuck do you think you are? Who is this new boy? Blah, like, crazy. And you know what? I handled myself so respectfully. I was like, I don't know who cares, guys. I had my drink with me and I was like trying to be super cool. In my head, I remember leaving the scene going,
like a Rockweiler.
I was like, what the fuck just happened? This is my first day.
No, don't. Because, okay, so you know how you said, do I look back? That kind of behaviour. But I'm like, I don't know. I was a jumped up little shit, to be honest.
No, but you were protecting your relationship.
Yeah,
you
which
were
then
like,
the whole thing turned out to not even be true. But no, I remember when I made you cry, it was awful. And you had food poisoning at the
So
time,
I had food poisoning.
Sick.
So it wasn't...
And I just nailed him.
Yeah. I was basically Digby's backbone because I was his, like, trying to help him out with all the situation. He wasn't very vocal, and he loved Liv so much, so he wasn't.
Okay,
really...
let's not harbour on. But
no,
yeah.
but come on, he did. Yeah, I know.
Okay, can we please?
And obviously, so he had a few of us to talk for him. And we were in this cafe in Fulham and we had the scene and I was basically like, you've done this to Digby and all that. Liv. And also, breakfast. I was also nervous. I knew Liv's reputation for arguments. She's the best.
We need to clarify this in a moment, but yeah, continue.
And I had food poisoning. I felt a bit, bit under the weather. And Liv, like a shark, just... I came out. I was like, what am I doing?
No, honestly.
I called Digby. I was like, deal your own shit. So, like, I'm not doing that again.
I managed to build a skill quite quickly on the show. And I actually remember this. You were wearing something of Digby's.
Yes.
And I said something
you
really
were such a bitch.
Bitchy.
Oh.
I don't know, wait, but you
don't own your own clothes?
I was like, why are you wearing my ex's clothes? Or something. I mean, I was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't, but now I for some reason built
It's less savage, though.
But everyone was terrified. I remember when new cast members would come on and they'd go, God, you're the one everyone says is the scariest. I'm actually the shyest and I'm the nicest. I'd always look out for new people, new cast members. I was so nice to all of them. Obviously, fuck me over and you're dead. But like...
Oh, yeah.
But no, but everyone does think that. They think that I'm terrifying.
Yeah, I loved it when you went against Maeva.
Towards the end of my time on Chelsea, I really couldn't stand by some of her behaviour. Like, I get it over the years and I think there was a lot of stuff. I don't know whether it was for TV or what it was for, which I kind of thought was humorous, but it wasn't great. And then there were so many things that went down that I was just like, actually, you're really not a very nice person.
Yeah.
And it was Mallorca that then threw me because the poor India, I don't know if anyone watched, but there was a moment where Maeva had read a girl's personal diary. And for me, that was just the lowest of the low. And I just thought after that, I couldn't.
For me, I wasn't surprised.
But I remember in the scene she'd said that she'd read this girl's diary. Or I remember when we were filming,
made fun of her diary.
She made fun of this girl's private diary, and I remember thinking,
and said it out loud to people, like on TV.
On TV, and I just thought
and her defense was like, oh, I was just cleaning. I like went into her room and I found a book and I opened it, and you're like, you went into her room.
That's bad enough.
And then went. It wasn't just out there. She had put it like on the side table, whatever it was, where she.
But it was her room. Don't go into someone else's room anyway. But no, and then but prior to that, I mean, Maeva and I had always had these sort of fiery arguments. Obviously, I always managed to get the last word in there.
Nice.
So and then your final one was Dancing on Ice.
Dancing on Ice was the final one. That was fun.
I came to watch Dancing on Ice. Episode 1, Miles is there, top off, and then it's filmed, so whoever was the
Hollywood
presenter, was it her? It was someone that goes, could you make a comment on Miles being topless? And I was like, no. I was like, of all things, the one clip me going, of course he's got his top off. But you were really good on that.
Yeah, I dedicated like 6 months of my life to ice skating.
But you were you nervous?
Not really. The first show I was shitting myself.
Really?
Because it's like an audience, a live audience. Like I've done TV where there's no one.
No, I know. See, this is why I'd be really bad at like chat shows and game shows because I'd swear so much. But anything live gives me. It was
very like the aspect of live. You kind of checked yourself, and then an audience, and I was very aware. I'm like, oh my god, if I fall, that's it. Like everyone will see this. But then that was amazing. Like I love dancing. It like that really brought another version of me to dance in front of people I don't come from a dancing background, and being on ice and learning a new like sport was really, really cool. I loved it, but it was really intense. Like if anyone tells me they're going to do the show, I'm like, prepare yourself.
Really? What kind of hours are we talking?
Like I'd have to wake up at 6 a.m, 2-hour drive into the ice rink, train for 2 hours, then do GVs, film loads film all day. I'll be back home at 10 p.m, 11 p.m.
So smart. Did you win? No.
Second.
Bitter.
No, it's fine. So Ryan Thomas won. And not that I'm bitter. And Ryan, I love you. And I still talk to the boys there. But I had put in so much work.
I think they all put in work, didn't they?
No, they didn't. No, of course they did. But I one of the presenters, when they came up on the podium, so it was me and Ryan.
Yeah.
He looked at me, he goes, oh, it was close. And I knew I lost. As soon as he said that, I was like, why are you telling me that? I know I've lost now.
Do you think it was rigged?
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Wait, there was another show you did.
Oh.
When you're dressed up as some bloke from Bridgerton. What the hell was that?
Shit. I did a show where it was, like Bridgerton vibes, and we'd dress up.
But in the UK?
It was in York. But it was a US show with Peacock.
And it did well, or?
It was their first time. It was the first show they've ever done.
And the last, or?
I don't know. I was in it for 10 days.
What were you doing in it?
It was, think of The Bachelor, The Bachelor, Bachelorette. It's the same principle, but
Do they still have The Bachelor?
I think so.
I'd like a female version. The Bachelor.
There is The Bachelorette.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'd never get the call up.
You
That's quite okay. So, and then what other have you? Is that all you've done? That's quite a lot, though.
I've done Celebs Go Dating, Dance on Ice. I did another dance show with a diversity group.
Sick. See, I'd be fucking useless. I can't dance for shit. What show would you want to do?
SAS. No, I want to do that just because I think physically I'm capable of doing the show, but mentally I think it's a whole new level, and I would love to push myself in that. If there's a show that's not about love, that's not about dating, all this stuff that I've done over the years, I would love to do that.
Do you
really
feel
test
like
myself.
your life, not life, but sort of a lot of your life now is very much revolved around dating and love?
Yes.
And welcome, Miles's girlfriend. But no, it's interesting because it's the first thing people say to me. Are you dating?
Are you dating? Who you dating? What's going on?
I'm like, I've actually got a life and a job.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I don't really know that.
And I get it. Like, we've been on a show that's predominantly about dating. So for nearly 10 years of our life, it's been who's your dating, who's your partner, and all that. So I get why people are automatically, and they're so invested. They want to know.
Do you ever, because obviously you never really, other than Mava, had any big relationship
Yeah.
on the show and
I
off
did. So
even.
this is all. I'll tell a story actually. I won't say who it is because I want to keep them private. And it was really bad, and that was a life lesson for myself. I had a girlfriend a few years ago, purely because I hated everyone telling me that I would never have a girlfriend and I could never get a girlfriend.
Right.
And it was awful because it was an ego thing. So I had this thing where I was like, I'm going to prove everyone wrong and I can get a girlfriend and like I can be a good boyfriend. And I got into a relationship really rapidly. Not that I didn't like the girl, she was amazing, it was great, but she wasn't the right person for me and I wasn't the right person for her. But I did it out of ego because the viewers and the people were constantly down my throat saying, you'll never be able to get in a relationship, you're a fuckboy, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of wanted to turn the tables for once. I was like, you know what? Let me show you.
Yeah.
And I did it. And I remember like I was talking to my parents about it. And I was like, I don't know why I did this. Because the poor girl we're in a relationship, but it's not genuine.
How long did it last? I don't think I know what you're talking about. But...
Yeah, I think 4 or 5 months. So very short.
Do you think part of you did that to not convince yourself, but do you think you were ever actually trying to tell yourself that you could get into a
100%.
relationship?
Oh my God, yeah.
mad,
It got to the
isn't it?
point where I got scared. I was like, am I incapable
Really?
of this emotion?
Do you think there was ever a time where people said one thing about you so much that actually you started to believe it?
100%. There was nights where I'd play into it. I was like, you want me to fuck boy? Watch me.
Really?
I've got this, and it's really bad because I've got this competitive nature in me where you push me so far, I will unfortunately become the thing that you want me to be. And that happened on the show a lot. Like, it was like, this is Mars's role, this is what you do, this is how you are.
Yeah.
And I became it more and more and more, and then that took away so much from me as a real me. Temps always jokes around and goes, there's Miles 1, Miles 2, who's going to come out tonight? Because it would be either me, the real Miles, or the game player.
It's hard though, isn't it? Do you think right now you're very much exactly who you want to be?
I'm still becoming on that journey.
Yeah.
And it's not to be arrogant or anything like that, but in the last, I'd say 6 months, has been the most amazing journey for myself. Like, I've genuinely looked at myself in a different way. I've acted differently. The way I talk to people, the way I interact with people, like, I really, really, really have tried to put a lot of work in, and it's still hard. I still have wobbles, and I still have these things that come up and all that. But since doing therapy, jiu-jitsu, and like,
Jiu-jitsu?
yeah, it's like a sport.
No, I know perfectly what jiu-jitsu is.
But these things massively helped.
Top 3 things or tips you could give to someone who might be struggling, or what do you do to keep your head, like, not in the game, but straight?
But control your controllables. It's you've got to be like proud of yourself, and it's really, really hard in tough days and tough moments to actually be proud of like where you've got to in your life. It's very easy to kind of think, I don't have this, I'm not doing this, and this person's better than me and all that. And you sit back sometimes and just acknowledge like the journey you've been on, even through the trauma, the bad days. Like, you're still here. So for me, it's like, okay, what can I do? What do I know is going to make me feel good? Okay,
Yeah.
training, like getting out the door, like even if it's like a long walk, just get out and just walk and do something physically to like
Yeah.
clear your head a little bit. The other thing I would say that is the scariest is starting to be more open. What's something that you said really like recently? You just said like the judgment. Also the advantage of someone knowing your personal information and then using that.
Yeah.
And in our industry, people use that against us.
Yeah.
So you're very careful. So that's why there's
Who
a wall.
you
That's
trust.
why you're like, you
Do
know.
you think your trust in, you find it hard to trust people generally? Like it's not, do you think you've been fucked around by people over the years?
Yeah. I mean, my trust is, it's like, I want to so badly, but then I'm like, actually, stay there.
Do you think that's why has that played into like romantic relationships?
Yeah, massively. Like, yeah, it's like a fear of, I think it's a fear of getting to know the real me.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually shit scared that you won't like the real me.
Don't say that.
No, but like
Miles.
there's a part of like, okay, well, you've seen a version of me, like you know, I'm used to like, oh, you're that guy from TV, and then it's like, but I'm not actually, that's not the true representation of me. So if you then see the real me, are you actually gonna like me, or are you gonna like the guy
I think
you
this
see?
is the better you.
Thank you.
No, I do. I actually do think that.
I think it's a tough one, because I think growing up in your early 20s on a show that's so severely about dating, you're put in this like bracket of like the Thario or the heartbreaker or the whatever it is, and then you kind of play that, even if you're doing those actions and it's you, you start playing into it too much, and then there's no separation of like, actually, you know, who am I?
I think also in your 20s, it's that you spend like 10 years trying to figure out who you are anyway. So then when you're suddenly almost typecast, it's like, well,
Oh, yeah, and then
I've got this
leave.
role, I'll play it. kind of thing.
And then you leave, you're like, okay,
Who the fuck am I now?
Who am I now? Jesus. So yeah, I'm immensely proud of like the journey I've been on, and growing up has been amazing. Just like actually understanding my connections with people, my family. Like I said this weird thing to my mum and dad the other day. I was on holiday. For the first time, I was on holiday, not doing TV, not doing any jobs. And I said to my mum, I was like, I don't take this the wrong way, take this in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be with you guys. I can't wait to hang out all day with you, because before I never wanted to. Any show would, you know, that you'd be on, and they would say, we need you back. You can't be there. And, you know, you'd have to fly back home, and it would be annoying. And I was never present with my family. And I almost was like, there was also like this weird kind of like, not better than my family moment, but there was those moments where like, I've got better things to do than be here and have dinner with you guys. And that was awful, because I'm like so close to my family. But it was just because of like that world, and you never stop. As you know, like TV, it's social media, like you never stop. It's constant.
Yeah.
So it was the first time I'd stopped, obviously, TV, for now. See me next year.
He's
but
back on Made in Chelsea.
no way. But I was like, I was just having the best time. It was so nice.
That is really nice.
Just to like wanting to be with my family, which was the weirdest thing to say. Like, why would I not want to be with my family?
No, I kind of get it though. I think when you're also, it's really, you get so caught up in the moment with other things that you forget about the bigger picture and what's going on behind all of that.
100%.
But like, how do you find it easy to switch off? Because obviously you do your like big on social media. Do you find it easy to sort of switch off from that? Like at the end of the day, do you sit on your phone doing the doom scroll, or do you just put the phone down and you're like, okay, that's it, my day's done now?
It kind of depends. Like I feel like I'm quite good at, it's a weird battle, right? There's a battle of like, I see these influencers and I'm like, fair play. They are boom, 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 boom.
I used to think it was
And
a
I'm
joke,
like,
being a job as an influencer.
Yeah.
It is such fucking hard work. So people would follow us because of on TV. So, but my Instagram probably doesn't replicate how I was on TV.
Yeah.
I don't sit shouting at the camera. I will film my gym routines or like my getting ready and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I know. So naturally being an influencer, it doesn't come naturally.
No, it
so
doesn't.
to try and
And-
teach yourself
Yeah.
to be one.
And you're
I
like,
can't stand,
sometimes
but you're
I'm like,
good at it.
I'm getting better.
But talking to the camera gives me the fear. I don't walk down the street doing that. I mean, I've only just
I don't
started
do
doing
that anymore,
question
though.
boxes.
I don't do that anymore. I do most mostly pictures and like, and then I'll put comment boxes.
Yeah.
Now. I feel like that works better for me. But also just like then sometimes I'm with whatever we're doing, I can't. It's more like I can't be asked to film
No, I know,
everything.
I know.
But then I'm like, but I should be. So like, well, that could be a good reel, or that could be. And then I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, this is
It's
so
a lot.
long. and that's why now, like, I'm really excited because I'm building a really exciting business that's coming out very, very soon. And I'm not that I would. It's not like, oh, that's it. I never want to do social media. But I want social media to be part of my life and not my life.
Yeah,
that's what the aim is.
Do you find it fulfilling / rewarding doing social media stuff?
When I talk about my mental health stuff and I do content around fitness and talking to the men about bettering yourself, love that. Because I like I said the last time, I got an email and saying that they really appreciate what I'm doing and it's really helped them in their like life. That's awesome. But the other stuff, like, I do it because I know it's getting to get views.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but I get it's part of it. You've got to do a bit of both. You've got to do the things that gets views because you're going to get more engagement on your profile. But then you've got to do the things that you care about so people can build a community around you and want to connect with you, so they follow you for that. And there's so many like facets around.
I know. Do a podcast and you get the clips for free. I don't have to do anything. I just roll in.
I know.
Normally I don't dress like this, but no, I know it's not easy.
I respect influencers so much, and it's weird because I am technically an influencer, but I'm not an influencer. I look at influencers and I'm like, you guys are. I was on a trip. I went to the NFL and they were all influencers. The content these people are on is they're so boom, let's do this, and he's like, Mars, come in, and I'm like, what do I do? Where am I going? And they're just, and they edit, and then seconds they post it. In my head, I'm like, I need to post at 6 p.m.
No.
I'm like, I've got like
I take
so
a good
much.
offer now to do the fucking caption, and then
Oh
I
my
end
God.
up just
I
leaving
got
an emoji.
ChatGPT like that POV's not good.
By the way, ChatGPT is slightly out of control.
Unbelievable.
I always add at the end, go make it cheeky.
Yeah.
Some of the shit that's come back with, I'm like, I can't post that.
I know, it's scary. I love it though.
So funny. And that is the end of part 1. Don't forget to come back for part 2, where you will finally meet Miles's girlfriend.
She's not my girlfriend.
Oh, grow up. They're both bright red because I called her his girlfriend. This is sweet.
I'm having a mini panic attack.
You're both sweating on my sofa. Welcome. What do you think so far? Of Miles? No, of
Miles.
the podcast.
Oh, well, I obviously was watching, and I think it's really nice how you guys have like a fun, bubbly conversation and then dive deep in like deep stuff. And then it's fun and bubbly again. I think it's nice to listen to. I actually listened to the last two
The
parts.
first one. Oh, yeah. So what did you... We had some interesting, good feedback on that because I was all about you talking about sobriety.
Yeah.
But what was interesting, actually, one thing I realised is the comments is some people were saying, if you say you're sober, it's because you actually had an issue with alcohol, whereas saying I don't drink is something totally different. Which would you say you are?
I say I don't drink.
Got you.
Because alcohol was never like an issue for me. Like I never depended on it, or I never had I never necessarily had a problem with it. It was just an excessive part that I didn't really want anymore. That's really all.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you drink?
No, I don't drink.
You don't drink at all?
No.
Nailed it.
I know, right?
That's quite
Well, we were saying that. I said, you know, in dating, like, it's weird where I'm not seeking out non-alcoholics. Which, by the way, great app idea.
Yeah,
Dating
that
app
is
for
quite...
non-alcoholics.
No, but I think...
Don't steal it, Bumble.
Don't they? But I think they put that... You can select that option on apps.
Yeah, but I feel
You don't
like
drink.
you'll never get a genuine... Because it might be people like, oh, I don't drink often.
Yeah.
But, like, if you had an app where you were literally looking for people who don't drink and want to do fun things with no alcohol, that would be great.
Okay, actually, on a quick question, because when I sort of stopped drinking, what activities what does one do instead of getting cunted? No, what dates have you guys gone on that are like that aren't in bars or restaurants? What's a sober date that's sort of like maybe more activity based?
We did Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, we did actually.
It's tragic. No, I was joking. That's romantic.
All right.
Winter Wonderland. Sorry, wait. How long have you been together?
No.
What?
Well, we've known each other for a while.
No, we've known each other for 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. How did you meet?
Raya.
On the apps.
Actually, can I say what you said to me the first time I met you?
Sure.
So I bring her to the Rebirth, of course.
I'm gonna give a backstory, by the way, but
Yeah, there's a backstory. But so we
Okay.
went to the Rebirth and we were having refreshment tea. It was lovely. And at one point in the date, she goes, she says, "Guess my fart."
Sorry.
Yeah, no. She goes, guess my fart. To my surprise, I was like, did I hear that right? Guess my fart. She obviously didn't fart, but...
So the thing is, it's a game we used to play with friends, and I was talking about it I was here with my mom, and I went on a date with Miles, so I was talking about it with my mom, and she was like, I dare you to say to him, guess my fart.
Punch it.
So I did.
Oh.
What does it mean, guess my fart?
So you say, guess my fart, and they go, you do a sound, and then they fart, and they see if you match the sound.
Yeah.
And this is what the sober people do.
It's got that bad.
Yes,
Yeah,
my fault. That's quite punchy. I mean, I remember playing bogey back at school.
Oh, bogey.
What? No, what's
Bogeys.
that?
So you just
Digging
see
dog
how
in the bottle of show.
yeah, how loud you could shout bogeys.
Yeah, you go to like
that's
a quiet place, and you and your friend would go louder and louder.
bogeys.
Bogies! And then you'd see how many people react, and if the more people watch you,
You normally do it in a library.
yeah, it's crazy.
It was. I mean, listen, we all need to go fuck up. Okay, so right. So you were smelling farts, and that was day one. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to the farting? You strike me as the type that would make you nervous.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? No,
I'm on a date with Jack the Lad.
I laughed, right?
I don't even remember.
I
It's
don't
been
remember. I
3
just remember
years.
being very shocked.
It was love.
I also kind of thought, I really hope she doesn't fart right now.
I didn't.
I was like, oh.
Okay. On a first date, if someone farted, would that be a red flag?
Yes!
I'm obviously not asking
Oh
that to
my- yeah, it's like,
I know
why?
perfectly well. It was Celebs Go Dating, and I think it was one of those clips. I think it was Joey Essex who got on a date with a girl who burped
Oh.
What?
on a date, and I remember watching it thinking, oh my god.
What's worse, burp or fart?
Any bodily function should be kept
Yeah.
to itself. I think that's a whole.
I feel like, burping is it's because it's in your face. Whereas a fart, you can
think-
kind of sneakily...
Maybe you can. Yeah.
I think all of it. One should keep an air of mystery to themselves.
Okay, good question. Mystery.
Right.
Talking about relationships.
Yeah.
How much mystery should you keep even in a long-term relationship?
Okay, so and people that have mixed ideas on this. I personally, I don't think anyone I've dated, I sort of pretend still that I don't go to the loo. And that has been the way I've done it.
Yeah.
I'm not, I think that you keep, privately.
To yourself.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about that. I'll just say I've got it.
But then maybe that's really the right way, because then I end up not going for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So-
that's not gonna work. Is it?
I'm joking, but that's the worst when you go on holiday and you're like, well, what now? I remember
You're like, I'm just going to the reception.
yeah, I know. And then I know.
Come back 3 hours later. Oh, that was so much. My rule now, as I've got older, I used to care so much.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, you get stomach cramped, and I won't hide. I won't put the shower on and then go to the toilet, put the music. It's like, oh, you don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You do know what I'm doing. I'd rather be like, I'm going to the toilet. I'm going to be a while.
Which is
He's
probably
gone
the
for
right...
20 minutes. I swear to God.
Of course. It's just my time to myself.
But maybe that is
And you
the
have
thing
TikTok
to
on
do.
the toilet.
It's my bit.
Uploaded a reel.
Yeah. I'm a very good manager. Hey, babe.
No, but I mean, maybe my view on it's just childish. But no, it's
So not even necessarily just that side of things. Like what's because we so I don't know how God this could get deep. We're talking a lot about being vulnerable with your partner and talking openly. Do you think there's not a cutoff point, but do you think there is a happy balance of
how much you say.
yeah or not? What do you think?
In terms of like personal stuff, I think depending on how you feel with the person and how long you've been together, tell them as much as you like. Where it's an odd one, and I've had a mixed bag of this, is when they've asked people you've been romantically involved with or how many people you've slept with. I don't think that's a conversation really. But then it's really hard. I don't know, have you guys discussed all the people you've been with? Have you asked?
No.
But some guys
But we do.
ask
I
that
do.
question.
Like sometimes I do ask about stories. Like he.
Yeah.
So, but it's not like.
I've never thought to ask that question because I don't care. Like
Maybe that's
you
what it
telling
is.
me you've slept with one person or 100 it's not going to change.
Does it not? Because I always wonder this. Do you think there's a certain amount of men?
Well, I mean, if you're Bonnie Blue and you're shagging 1,000
slightly,
men, then
that's
yes.
a little far-fetched. But
No,
no,
but
I know.
I
Very
think there's-
extreme.
I think there is it's hard because like sometimes I feel bad for certain people because people have a reputation. You don't know what the reputation is. You know.
I had a reputation. And
Yeah.
I remember thinking, hang on a minute. I mean, honestly, the comments I'd get, she slept with the whole cast.
Yeah.
Not in one go, I didn't. But like...
over the years, it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it necessarily matters. I think what does it change? Why is that going to change how you see the person?
But I think
they're only with you.
It does. Some guys are very funny about it.
Very.
But whereas a girl, for some reason, we can't say anything about how many. I don't know what. I mean,
I think because my view is like I've been single for a long time, so I'm not going to say I got this huge number, but I'm like I don't think it's bad that in your early 20s you've hooked up with a few people and you've experimented, and in my head it's like, okay, well you're getting experience, but
no, yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like you're free, you're doing your thing, you're realizing what you like, what you don't like, and all that. And then one day you'll meet someone, and that's it.
I think it's a green flag when somebody had that time where they just go wild.
Yeah.
Because if they haven't done that,
they're going to want to do it later on.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
they'll miss the
midlife crisis is gonna hit hard for them.
Yeah, but 100%. Like I see a lot of guys who are in early relations when they're like in their early teens. They've been in a relationship for like 8-9 years, and they get to their 30s and they're like, all of a sudden they've got like, oh, I'm missing out, I've never had this crazy one night stand or this thing, and then that's when it's worrying, because then you're gonna either cheat, you're gonna upset someone, and then also you'll be quite old doing some shit that you shouldn't be doing.
It's so true.
Do you know what I mean? Like going out and
just go rogue in your 20s.
Yeah, do it in your 20s, have fun, it's great.
Yeah,
you know, although it does make me feel disgusted when I see like these 20-year-olds going out and oh god, cretins.
I think what's hard now is I wouldn't know the age of some people. Not that I would sleep with them, but what I mean,
it's crazy now.
Like as a guy, but as a guy, it would be unnerving to not know if a girl's 18 or she's 25. I look at some 18-year-olds.
You should ask for their IDs at this point. You should ask for their IDs.
Yeah, it is.
It's like I feel like when we were younger,
I looked like a little boy until I was on Made in Chelsea, and still then I looked
honestly,
great.
we were like so young, like especially when 16, you have no dress sense, you've got braces or you've got spots on your face, you just you look like a kid, right?
I had foundation on my lips until I was 19, which was a look back then.
But now you see these 16-year-olds who are like dressing up like Kim Kardashian. And you're like, what? And they're going to the gym, they're doing Zumba and Pilates, whatever it is. Yeah. They're drinking their matchas, and you're like, you're too young to do this.
No, I know.
Be your age. And I think that's sad. I think nowadays it's quite sad to see that everyone wants to be older.
I went through this weird lull of not wanting kids because of that. Because I was like, God, no, if I had a child, it's never going to have the child that I had. Like, I'm so grateful that we didn't have social media when we were teenagers. Yeah. I just think my mental health would have been fucked.
Yeah.
And like, I see it now with the pressure of like the way people look. And I mean, I found it hard enough at the time. And phones weren't even a thing when I had my alopecia.
Yeah.
I couldn't go through that now. Yeah. And I think that's probably why a lot of people probably do suffer with depression, because it's constant. Can you imagine every single day, age 16, about the way you look? People will feel it. Like, it's a lot.
It's also those, even before that kind of started happening, in the magazines of like the best way to lose weight or the way to be super skinny. And like...
Actually, I was going to ask you about this with body image.
Yeah.
Do you... Because it's obviously, I mean, never discussed it with a guy, but girls obviously talk about it a lot, and it's very, body conscious. Was there ever a moment that you were severely conscious of the way you looked physically?
Oh, I suffered with muscle dysmorphia. I got diagnosed really badly.
With body dysmorphia?
Yeah, so it's muscle dysmorphia.
I'm so sorry, Lisa, this is obviously meant to be about YouTube, but now we're talking about Martha's biceps.
Go ahead.
So muscle dysmorphia is an issue amongst a lot of young men who go to the gym and who mourn to be in this type of shape, really lean and big. And you look in the mirror and all you see is this tiny person. So what you do is that you get obsessive with your food, you get obsessive with your training, and you can't really live a lifestyle. I don't know if you remember, but I used to bring like meals to set, and I used to go to restaurants and ask the restaurant to heat up a meal with my friends. Yeah, it was awful. Like,
was this in the midst of all of this?
Yeah, and I didn't know I had it. I just thought I was just being disciplined and training, and it was like overly weighing everything, and then being stressed about my physique and never taking my top off, even though I was training so much. And you'd have this view of yourself which was so negative, even though you were training every single day. Like, I trained on Christmas Day at 2 a.m. with my ex-PT.
Sorry?
Yeah, just because I had to get a session in. I had to, like, it was... And it's really bad. Like, you kind of... You always have it. And it still is in with me. There's certain things I've realised that I still have those bad habits. I know to control them better. I know how to look at myself in a better way.
Can you feel if you're having like, this is probably the wrong terminology, but like a flare up or like something's coming?
Well, like for example, recently I got into incredible shape. Like I lost about 10 kilos. I got really ripped, and it's not sustainable to stay that shape.
Have you ever taken steroids?
No, never. Okay. No, never. I never would. But I got into ridiculous shape, and after that though, when you go back to eating normally again, obviously you're gonna get a bit bigger. And even that, like to this day, sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, I'm not as lean as I was in summer, and you.
I think I hear you say that 3 times a day.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't do what I used to.
But do you think you look bad?
No, it's not like I look bad.
Yeah.
I know I'm in good shape, but I don't look good for what I could be.
Can you tell the difference between looking good and feeling good?
Yeah.
So when you're feeling good, but in your head you're going, you're not as lean, you're fine.
Yeah. Like
sort of interesting.
It's a battle. You learn to live with it. You learn to deal with it. You have loads of different things to help yourself go through it mentally. And the self-talk is a big thing. Talking about how you look at yourself in the image in the mirror and all those sort of things. So it's a hard. And I've met people on the other side of things severely where they've nearly taken their own life because of it. I did a documentary with Channel 4 about it. Yeah.
Do you what was one of the worst habits you could have? Like weighing food, as in like, was it?
It was probably the heights of it was when I was living with Habs and Emily, and I don't think it was a second I wouldn't look in the mirror.
Really?
Yeah, I'd pinch my stomach constantly, but like constantly, and it was like this thing, and I was so obsessed. I couldn't see anything else. I couldn't really. You talk to me, I'd be like, all I was thinking about is like, okay, I need to eat that. I need to weigh this. That's too much. No, I need to go to the gym. I need to train. I need to. It was awful.
Wait, so how have you now managed to get it sort of calmer? What have you done?
The biggest thing was how I train. Yeah. Why I train. So I don't train necessarily for big muscles again anymore. Like I train for functional training. Okay. So I love running. I love being like, I want to be healthier. Yeah. And my food is also like a big thing. Like I like eating healthy anyway.
Yeah.
But we went to a restaurant yesterday. I ate everything. I enjoyed that. And it's great. Yes, I'm going to be bloated. But that's the thing. It's the discipline of like, okay, I know I suffer with muscle dysmorphia. So I've told myself this week, I'm going to be really strict. But it's not going to be overly to the point where it's really unhealthy. I'm not going to restrict myself to like 1,000 calories a day. And I'm like, yeah. It's just going to be more like, okay, I'm just going to dial in a little bit more because I like that as well. So I like being disciplined. That's a difference.
Just out of curiosity, because I know this is like and this is not put negative, when one is in a relationship, diets are different because you are out a lot more. Does that slightly not worry you, but does it play on your mind that potentially you might not want to be as like going out to dinner as much because of things like this? Does that make sense? Or is it something you just don't think about now?
I mean, you'll probably have a different version because when I went to Amsterdam to visit Lee's, but this was when I was cutting. It wasn't even like I was back to normal eating. I was still in my cut, but I was very strict. Like I was weighing my food.
Like, I would make him breakfast and I'd put like a lot of time in it, and I would like make fresh croissants and something. He didn't
whipping up those and you're taking back a banana.
He didn't even want one bite to try it. And I was there with my croissant and I just gave them to my neighbor. He just didn't want he didn't even want to try them.
Really?
Yeah, so but it's something I just have to accept, I guess. And I'm just not making him breakfast anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's I think the solution.
But that's because I was still cutting.
Yeah.
So now I'm way more chill.
Yeah, he is. We're eating frozen yogurt every night, and
we're like,
can I tell you something? My order's at Snog. The banana miso.
We don't have that.
No, it's
they don't have it.
I've been putting pistachio cream. I've gone for a half leather anyway.
So good.
But no, because it is. It's
It is hard. I am very
to manage, I would imagine. But no, not on you, but like just generally, because I think actually, and everyone does say that when you get into a relationship, you get comfortable. It's not all that, but actually, in terms of diets going, I've been in positions where I've been with guys and I'm eating the same amount as them, and I would pack on the pounds because I was like, hang on, I'm taking down fucking two breakfasts here.
I have this, and I don't know if this is a bad thing. I mean, God, this could be really deep. But in my previous relationship, she had stopped me from working out because she always wanted to be with me. So she wouldn't actively, no, I don't want you to go to the gym. Like I had to cancel my membership. We had to eat all the time together and all these sort of things. So, and I remember when I was really young, and I was really into my fitness, even though I didn't really train a lot, but like I was like starting to really like it. And then I had to stop, and we'd eat so much food all the time, and it was like this thing. Food was a very big thing. And I think when I got out of that relationship, I was so like, I really want to take care of my body. I want to train. Because I got told I wasn't allowed to, because I had to be with the person.
That's so anyone else in that sort of situation, I think that's a red flag.
Yeah, and I think that's when, probably back then, that's when it started, and I didn't know because I was so young. And then when I started training, I went to the reverse. So I went to the extreme of overtraining, over like analyzing my food. So I had those two, which was bad.
What do you think? Just like, we can move on from this in a minute, but do you think this has changed because of things like social media? That there's the pressure.
Oh my god, I've had to stop following all the fitness influencers that I really like to watch, because I was getting so beat up about the fact that I train probably as hard as them and I don't look like them.
Really?
Oh yeah. And also, you've got to understand, they're all on steroids. They're all on steroids. And they're those who said we're not. No, they're on something, and it's not like the biggest steroid but they're on something.
Yeah.
To be in a shape like that, and also the lies, the lighting. And I do it. Like I did a post about it where I look really, really great, but it's because I found the exact lighting.
Covered in baby oil, probably.
Yeah, like the shadows, the angle, and you just know. But then when you see them in real life, you're like, well, wait, say you look smaller than I've seen on Instagram. But it's because that's what they do. That's the selling point. And it's and it's a trap that I've fallen into as well, because I don't want any of my followers. Like, it's weird because I get these guys who are like super inspired by me, who go, I love your training routine, your discipline, and like seeing that you're in shape makes me want to be in shape. But then I also get people like, well, I feel like your body is unachievable, and it's annoying to see that you're in this shape, and I'm trying and I can't get in that shape. And I used to say that all the time. I used to be like, why can't I get in like that guy's shape?
Yeah.
And now I've become that guy for others.
Do you do it for like? Because so I'm gonna one of my things about if I was going for a guy, I don't give a fuck about their bodies. I couldn't care less.
Same.
Same. Dad bod, whatever. I'm not bothered in the slightest. I'm really not. But do you think is it a vanity thing, or is it do you do it for you? Do you do it for other men, or do you do it because you think that's what girls want?
It used to be what I thought girls wanted, and I quickly discovered girls do not care.
I would rather not, honestly.
Crazy.
Like,
but I also
like, you're just not bothered. I know, actually, like, I don't know what it is.
But weirdly enough, I hate that.
What do you mean?
So I hate the fact that girls don't care about that.
Well, I mean, girls, okay, my personal opinion, I want to be with someone who's fit, but that doesn't mean a six-pack.
No,
it means you're not chomping back donuts.
You want someone who takes care of his body, obviously, and is healthy.
More for the worry that they might have high cholesterol and have a heart attack at some point. Like, I need the fucker around.
No, I think it's a battle of like, well, I want to be in shape for myself.
Yeah.
There's also, we do it, it's so funny, we get in shape, and we're like, when a guy in the gym goes, bro, your biceps, you're like, like, it's the dumbest thing.
No,
we do it for each other.
Can I tell you something? It's the same with girls. Like, whenever you girls go through a breakup, you always get to the breakup diet. And like, I've gone through it when I look slightly malnourished, and people go, God, you look great. And I'm like, yes, verging on underweight, and I'm like, this is great. The second I put the weight back, I'm like, fuck, I want to be skinny again.
Yeah.
But it's so unhealthy. But you kind of live off that. People go, God, you look great. You don't look great. You look minuscule.
You're doing it for other people. And again, I can't sit here and say, I don't do that anymore. Like, 100% I do it. Like, I want to look good for myself, 100%, but I hold myself up to a standard that I think people should look at me and go, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but since I've stopped training less weight training, so I still weight train, but because I do more sport stuff now, I've cared less now, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So like I train more jiu-jitsu more than weights, which is crazy to me, because normally I'm in the gym like all the time.
I know, I've had to mute you.
Yeah.
do you both train together?
We have.
Do you?
Yeah.
I put her through a little session recently. She can walk for 3 days.
That was crazy.
I should have bought my JMO. Okay.
Oh, we'll need that, please.
I know. I'll bring you. I should.
She owns a lube company.
A what? Oh, really? Oh. Tell me about it.
I should have. Oh, fuck! I need to remember to bring some actually. So you guys first went for a cringe drink at the Bluebird with a fart. And have been sort of chatting since then, or when did this become slightly more serious?
I will let these.
Yeah, please, you tell us, because Mars might fabricate this.
Yes. To protect myself.
Yeah. Well, I obviously don't want to put him in a bad light.
Don't worry.
But he
hounded.
he obviously has some commitment issues, and that has been a thing because obviously we've known each other for 3 years, and we're only now, I think, dating more seriously.
Yeah.
Because he has this habit of ghosting people. So we've been through that a few times. But you know, he's working on himself really great, and he's doing better. So we'll see how it goes from now. But it's yeah, I guess. So we've been in and out of contact for over 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you live in Amsterdam.
Well, yeah, close to Amsterdam.
But she's like quite a famous
DJ.
Well, famous influencer in Amsterdam, like one of like the big ones. Big
That's
fish.
sick.
Big fish in the Amsterdam.
Does she put your Instagram into shame?
Well, she's a content creator. Like she's
So
quite-
actually, your content's been up. Do you help him with his
100%.
content?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Don't take offence at this.
No.
For some reason, male influencers give me the ick. Not you personally,
I get
but
it.
there's an element of cringe that goes with it.
Oh.
Mine, I'm sure, is probably cringe, but I don't know why. Why is that?
Yeah, but it's so cringe. Like I
Mars'
can't.
content or-
Yeah.
No, as well. Yeah. Mars is very,
Thanks,
very
mate.
cringe. But I cringe on myself as well. Like I can't stand my own videos a lot of the times.
No, honestly, the thought of walking down the street with the general public around having to take a photograph sends me into a spiral.
But
It's
even
not for me.
like it's for people when you send a voice note and you listen it back, you cringe on yourself, right? It's that like 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So what sort of content do you do?
Everything, lifestyle. It's just what I'm doing is what I'm posting.
Right.
So
And what, you just naturally built up a following?
yeah, I've been doing it for 8 years now. So
Christ.
Yeah,
yeah.
like-
I know this is all the big dogs. It's like someone said, oh, you should get into YouTube. I was like, YouTube? I'm fucking 20 years too late. These people started when they were 15. I was like,
Yeah, because
I
you
can't do
guys
that
just
now.
started about Snapchat. I do that like very constantly every day.
You Snapchat?
Can I just,
Yeah.
are we allowed to
What the
talk-
point is- I don't
Wait,
understand Snapchat.
I would love for you to talk more about Snapchat because
I thought it was a-
Snapchat will. When she told me, I was like, and then Snapchat would like ask me to go on the platform. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use Snapchat. I'm not saying that you need to tell us the figures that you make on Snapchat, but it's crazy how much money you can make on Snapchat.
Wait,
can.
quickly. Why Snapchats? You take a photo quickly and send it to someone.
Yeah, no, you put it on your story so people can watch. It's public as well.
So it's the same as Instagram.
I make like 70 stories a day.
70.
Yeah.
Stories a day, yeah.
But who has the time? Like, I'm not who has the time, but like, do you think it comes to you naturally? Like, you
Yes.
just do it without thinking?
Yeah.
You should see her. Like we're chatting. Like
How
it could
many
be-
slaps
She
have you
could
done
be
today?
like doing and then she posted it, and I'm like, what did you do? So I just posted. Post what? Like there was no like, oh, let me get this angle. She just goes boom. Post.
Yeah, but Snapchat, it doesn't matter. Like you can post anything. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like for an Instagram story, I'll put in more work to make it look nice. But on Snapchat, they want to see like unfiltered everything.
Yeah.
I just
Really?
don't care.
I think people bored out their mind after 10 slides.
Yeah, to be fair, I would never watch it from somebody else. I don't know why people do, but it's one of the only, because we don't have what's called on TikTok the
Creator fund.
Yeah, we don't have the creator fund.
not even sure
So
what
the only platform that pays for us is YouTube or Snapchat.
Right. Okay.
And so yeah, it's just business wise.
They make thousands.
Really?
You could make thousands. Like
Yeah.
not a lot
I
of
wish
people
my
do.
brain was like wired that way. It's so annoying. But like some people, I'm just like,
No,
they're
but I wouldn't
geniuses.
recommend. If I knew now when I started doing Snapchat how much time it was gonna cost
Really?
me, I wouldn't have done it. But now I'm already in it and I already have the followers and it's in my routine now. But to be fair, it is a lot of work.
Okay, what's the one biggest negative about being an influencer for you?
Well, probably privacy.
Really?
I think I love being an influencer and I recommend it to everyone. I think the opportunities it gives me and the money, obviously.
But do you think now, realistically, say someone 30-year-old started from scratch being an influencer, they're going to make it? Or do you think it's just too saturated?
I think it's hard because there's obviously a lot of influencers, but there's a lot of people as well, and everybody's doom scrolling. So right now, I don't think you could. There's an audience for everything, but you just have to be very consistent.
See, that I think is where I would struggle, is the consistency. Like every day having to post
Yeah,
something.
but for me, it's my full-time job.
Yeah.
It's different.
So
Yeah.
where you're like doing other stuff, making a podcast, like you,
You were saying making
you-
lube, I was like, yeah.
the past few hours you couldn't do anything
Yeah.
on social media. Where for me, all day, every day, I can do everything on social media.
Yeah, see, like for example, I get on social that I'm trying to be so much, but I did a test of like I wanted to see if I could grow without TV stuff, right? So I did a 60-day challenge to myself. I had to post every single day. I don't care if the content is not up to scratch with like what I
Yeah.
want. and I grew like 50k.
Did you?
Yeah. And
I need to
couldn't
do
believe
this,
it.
but what would I put? I don't know what to post.
But I just found a rhythm of what I wanted to post. But then I get some like, I'll have meetings, and like I'm building something at the moment, and I'll be on it for 2-3 hours, and I'll like catch myself like, I haven't posted or I haven't done a story, and I start stressing out like, but I need to. I'm like,
No, I know.
should I? Do I? And it's really hard to find that balance when you're not.
To be fair, I just put on an alarm. Because if I know I have a busy day of meetings, because I have those days as well, I'll make sure I have something ready the night before, and then I'll put an alarm, and I'll be in the middle of the meeting, my alarm goes off, and I'll be like, wait 5 minutes, I need to post. It just,
you've got to be pretty routine, don't you?
Yeah.
But you have to kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people say it isn't a job, and to me it's not a hard job. It's not hard, it's not heavy.
My thing is, I'm such a perfectionist that I will spend ages, but because my background's photography, so when I'm doing a photo or doing a reel, I'm thinking of it in an arty way, which is why probably people look at it and go, why the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah, but I think people want to see
the arty side
because
of it.
you come from a TV show, and people have seen like you in a very raw. That's one thing I've learned. You should like, I don't even edit anything anymore. I used to edit my pictures in like beautiful colors, and I just wanted to make it pop and everything. I don't any of that anymore, because people want to see the real
people
you.
like the real stuff, don't
Yeah, they do.
No, she's so, honestly, like a day walking around, like the way she posts and does content. She's like, oh, I just need to do a voiceover. Like, I had a job to do, right, a voiceover job. It took me 3 hours.
No, it's no longer. I think you've been.
Honestly,
all day.
she was like, I need to do a voiceover. 20 minutes later, she comes out, done. Should we go out?
It's a skill. I'm telling you.
No. I'm like writing a script. I'm like looking at what I just don't know how you guys
I've done this podcast for 2 years. I read the intro off the fucking paper. 2 years later, I'm still doing that, and it's one sentence. Honestly, my favourite is when brands come through and they say, could you get this all into 30 seconds? It's 3 pages. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And by the time, and I can't even say half the ingredients. So then actually I did an ad recently for something which was phenomenal. I said, I don't know what the fuck's in here, but it's great. And they actually allowed it. I didn't say fuck, but
no, but yeah, I love that. That's good.
That's literally it.
But then again, going back to what Lee said, like that is you being raw and real though, right? So that is what works.
I think social media is an interesting one though, because I think there's two sides to everyone's lives. Like, do you find that there are people that you follow and you know who put out a very different image to what really goes on in real life? Or
I think everybody puts on an image. It's impossible to show
the real.
Like, there's no way. But obviously, some people do it more than others.
Yeah.
Some people, I mean, if you're like an influencer that just cooks, you won't tell anything about your private life. So you're just, it's really a job. So it depends. For me, I'm lifestyle. I'll talk about everything. So then it's obviously more real. But still, like, I wouldn't necessarily go crying on camera,
Yeah.
And so there's always a certain level.
Miles at that.
Only once.
Have you cried on your Instagram?
No, I haven't cried on my Insta. I did a job about mental health.
Yeah.
And I posted up my parts of my video diaries that I personally myself that I did years
Brave
ago.
doing that, by the way.
Yeah, I did it because I wanted the guys to look at it and go,
it's okay.
oh shit.
Yeah, but I think it's a beautiful thing. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a bad thing to cry.
No.
But for me, it's something that I feel too vulnerable to do.
Yeah.
But I think it's very beautiful that some people do. So for like one person will be way more open than the other.
Yeah. It's funny because you say you're super open on on your Instagram and all that, but in
which
real
is
life,
not.
you're like dead. Like,
But maybe it's like a therapeutic thing for you, that it's like you're like not your release, but it helps you doing that.
well, I think also because we were brought up on TV and a camera in our face talking about our emotions, because all of our breakups and our relationships were on camera. So I think
it's
we
not
have
unusual.
a natural. It almost feels easier to talk to a camera.
Okay, so when we talk, I should just put up a camera and then...
Yeah, film
maybe,
it.
I mean, maybe let's not do that.
I think the one thing I noticed, and I can never, which I don't know is I don't think it is particularly helpful, is like all these loved up couples the whole time. Only because I think it doesn't give the wrong idea to certain people who might not always be in happy relationships, but it's an odd, like I know people who aren't in happy relationships, but what they're putting out there looks completely different. And I don't actually know if your own psyche how good that is, because if you're almost,
I don't get that though.
I think it's, I don't
get
agree. I
that.
don't think it's.
I think, and we know a lot of people who do this, who will post crazy amount of content of them being
happy
super
when
happy,
they're not.
and I actually know they're not, and I'm like, how do you?
But that's where I think actually
do that?
psychologically though it must do something vaguely damaging to you, because it's sort of like you're just pretending.
Yeah.
And then you.
Yeah, but isn't that the same with the whole show for you? Like, you had your whole life on the show, but you're still kind of pretending. You're still making TV. it feels like the same. They just have a camera on them, but they do it themselves. Like they don't have to do it. Obviously,
but we're not necessarily pretending on the show. We're not. Like when you have a scene, because they'll show everything. So like, what are the differences between, let's say, a relationship that is not going very well, but they're posting things that they are going well, is that they're hiding all the facets.
They're lying, yeah.
On us, when we shoot Chelsea, for example, something
all
goes
the
bad,
dirty
everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
comes
I've
out.
never seen it.
Yeah, it all comes out.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you, have you ever watched Made in Chelsea?
No, I've seen bits. But
Since meeting Miles, or did you know about it before?
no, I never heard of it.
Oh, I thought it was BAFTA winning.
We did.
Okay, what's your view on this? There's obviously a big, and I do think it is men more than women that they're just not wanting to commit to relationships. What do you think? Do you think men actually think that the grass is always greener? Is that what's going on?
It's hard because I think I have a different view because I'm coming from a different angle.
Yeah.
I can't speak for all men. But also what I will say, I think there is a problem with social media that there is
The availability. Everyone's around the whole fucking time.
I think the dating apps, the kind of the doom scrolling of TikTok and social media is the same thing in dating. It's like, well, I like her, but the next girl has more things. Oh, cool. But she's got this. But okay, and then you've got this thing of like, well, I don't want to settle.
A kid in a sweet shop, you can have them all.
Exactly.
But do you think men realise that actually women, I think, are getting sort of like slightly punchier in their decisions? They can't be asked with that. They're just wasting time.
Yeah, of course. But I think it's.
How do you spot how gentlemen like that? Like as for the women listening, how do you spot out a man who's essentially sort of freeloading on the apps?
I don't actually know the answer to that. You just have to trust yourself that when you're meeting someone that they're going to be given, they have to give their genuine self to you. And I think the best way to kind of maybe find that is to ask those awkward questions and see their reaction. Unfortunately now we've got to a stage where you've got to figure out if they are right or wrong for you, and getting down to the bottom of that sooner rather than later.
But I feel like even if you ask those questions, men kind of.
Here we go.
Yeah, but I feel like they even know the right. Even if the answer isn't the answer you like, they know that that's what you want to hear because you think they're not lying. You know what I mean?
Why is it that men do that? I think maybe like. Well,
if a man would just
get them into bed.
No.
Because I have it with guys, and ultimately I think what happens is they've ended up, I'm sorry, as in male friends, who have led women on, and then I say, well, explain to me what you said to them. And we have a friend in common, I'll tell you after who it is, who is in love every weekend, and it's because he gets pissed, tells the girl he loves her, but then wants to pie her the next day and doesn't understand why she's annoyed. And I think, well, you've obviously got drunk and told her she's everything.
Yeah.
And then now you're
I feel like they forget how much words can mean.
Yeah.
So we just always believe they're full of shit.
I think what I've realised over the years, what I've done is I'm more cutthroat with how I am in a situation. So if I'm on a date or if I'm pursuing someone and it is purely a physical thing,
you say to them, this is a shag.
I wouldn't say it like that. But
No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't say it like that. But I would.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't say it at all.
No, but I would say it's definitely more. I'm seeing this more as a casual setting, rather than.
A glorified fuck buddy is what you're trying to insinuate.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like.
But have you actually told them that? Oh, you've just treated them like that?
No. I've before. Yes, I've not said a thing.
Yeah.
You're kind of just like you don't know how to say that
Yeah.
to someone. But then also I hate to say this, but like in London, unfortunately, the dating scene is really complicated, and also there's a lot of girls want just that.
Yeah.
And
okay, honest answer. If you slept with a girl on the first date, are you more inclined to want to see her again? Would you be more inclined to want to see her again if you hadn't slept with her on the first date?
doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter.
I'll give you the answer that all girls need to understand. It does not matter if you slept with them on the first date or 3 months later.
I think it does.
It doesn't.
I'll
tell you why. A guy has already decided before he's already slept with someone.
Really?
If he's wanting something more serious. Whether he gets what he wants first time or not, it doesn't matter. His intentions will lie after. Like, it is very clear, like, you'll be dating and you hook up the first night, like if he doesn't want you after, his intention was always going to be like that. And if he waited 3 months later, he might do exactly. I know people who have done that. He's like,
really?
Their intention was, they always knew that it was never going to be something.
Yeah.
My first relationship, we slept on the first night and we had a 3-year relationship.
No, because I think girls battle with it. Not that actually it should even. I mean, I think it's the girl's decision anyway. But I think girls have this, or women have this thing that they shouldn't sleep with a guy on the first date. When actually,
I think the way you have to look at it is, first of all, you're all adults. If you're on a date and it goes extremely well and there's a vibe, there's like a bit of sexiness in the chat, there's a bit of flirtation, you feel it, do what feels right. Now, on the other side, the caveat is I do agree that giving a bit of a tease and making the man wait like a two or 3 dates in is great, because it holds this tension between you two and there's more excitement. But again, the definition of whether the guy's going to leave you straight after that third time or the first time does not matter. He's already made his mind up. Like, he knows.
Interesting.
Every guy knows. And I'm sorry to out us like this, men, but we know. Sex is not necessarily going to change that. Like, for the first time I was in a serious relationship, it took us like 7 times before it was good sex, before we ended up like in a really good, healthy sexual relationship. So it doesn't, there's not, this is my opinion, and I've spoken to boys, my boys about it, and we're all kind of on the same level on that.
No, it's interesting to male's perspective. What would be a major red flag on a first date? Both of you.
A major red flag for me.
Just fart.
Just the fart. As soon as you're like, I'm like, okay, out of it. What a red flag. I mean, in the past, like a red flag for me back in the day, not now, was
someone without a blue tick.
Yeah, 100% red flag. Get out of it. No, but like someone who is so keen on wanting to be in my life in the spotlight vibe in that way. Like,
yeah, that's a major
wants to, who's not an influencer, who's not in that route, but they want to be seen that they're with you. And
do you think that's why actually, and like, not that you would have intentionally gone for Lee's or whatever, but it takes that out of it, knowing that you're an influencer anyway, so it's not like I
will say it's nice to know, because Lee's will do content and it's like, it doesn't feel like there's a game of like, should I post this? It's like, I'm posting whatever, cool. Like, there's no, I don't feel that. I don't know if you feel any way of that, which is nice. But in the past, I always didn't really know whether it would be a good thing to date someone who's in the limelight or not. I kind of didn't like any.
Well, we spoke about this last time, because loads of people always ask, would you date a I am a non-famous person, to be honest with you, so I don't really understand the question. Yeah. But no, it's an interesting one. I suppose it's more if your like sort of career things align. But no, I know what you mean. I have to say, I think I have had a thing with a gentleman where I didn't realise his full intentions, and it slowly crept in, because he kept calling my friends by their nicknames, people I knew on the show. I thought, hang on a minute. I was like, you don't know them that well. And then I realised, fucking fan. Anyway, we're going to do a little section quickly on revenge. Have either of you ever done anything quite rogue to get revenge on an ex? Yes. Oh my God, tell us.
I love that. Go for it.
Well,
yeah, fuck.
Well, revenge, kind of. So I had a relationship, and then I found out that he had a relationship with somebody else as well.
At the same time?
Yeah, and she was pregnant as well.
Jesus.
Yeah. So we found out, and we spoke with each other, and we found out that he had.
Were you in the same friendship group? Or you just?
No. I didn't know her, but I don't know. We figured it out, and then we met up, and then we came to the conclusion that we both had a relationship with the same man, right? So then we felt like, okay, what are we gonna do? Because we obviously need to confront him, but we didn't know what to do. So then for 2 weeks, we didn't tell him we knew. And we kept on seeing him and having conversation with him. And then I think I saw her every day at that point, and we would just share with each other what he was saying and everything. And then, well, at one point we were going crazy, because obviously he was lying so much, and you couldn't say that you knew he was lying.
Yeah.
So then we went to his house together. And we knocked on the door, or I knocked on the door, but I had the key. So he looked at me like, why aren't you knocking? First of all, why are you here? And why are you not like using the key? And then she came like behind, standing next to me, and his face, it was
really,
wow. It was, it meant everything to me.
So wait, was she pregnant with him?
Yeah.
Did she? Oh my God! Did they go on to have a child?
They are happily.
They're still together.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna be honest, and it's so fucking childish. If someone was fucking, if like a guy cheated, I would have to get revenge. I'd do something really sick and twisted. I actually remember when Tristan was playing me and Nicole Berry, and Nicole Berry and I were together, so we sent him exactly the same messages at the same time. Basically,
No
how you go.
way.
That's so
It
funny.
was really funny, but it was pathetic. But no, it's like you know that film, The Women.
Yeah, that's
honestly-
what I thought. That when you were saying that, that's kind of reminded me of that film.
I don't know.
But like, I mean,
It's like, is it revenge? I don't know. The only thing we
I
did was
think-
just show up to his
no, but
house,
I-
but his face in that moment.
yeah, it was
Best
all for
thing.
that.
Yeah, and he just came out of the bathtub, so he was like in his robe, and it was just everything. Yeah,
We love that.
And when he opened the door, and he was like, "Whoa, like the more people, the more fun, huh?"
No.
Yeah, and then we sat
Oh
down
my
together
God.
with the three of
That's
us.
sicko.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then he
please
went. She
don't.
was
And then
sit-
you got to
Two
ask.
of your exes at the door.
It's like,
Okay,
well, ladies, I think we could play some fun games.
we've had this is some of the ones that some of the listeners have written in. Okay, so my boyfriend cheated on me and I found out. So I emptied out his Hugo Boss aftershave and replaced it with my urine. Spraying yourself with your ex's urine.
No.
Right.
My God.
Surely you can smell it on the
Right.
first.
I didn't. That is quite that's
savage.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair play.
My boyfriend of 5 years cheated, so I downloaded his WhatsApp to my laptop with screenshot proof of him cheating. And not only that, messages showing him begging to be pegged. I sent the screenshots to all the family, friends, boss, and work colleagues and told them his favourite pet name is now Peggy.
Oh, to his boss.
That's but
Oh my God.
That's to be fair, it warrants it. 5 years of cheating is
Yeah,
actually
you
crazy.
I think you
5
have
years of
to.
cheating. How do you do that? That's crazy.
I think
You've got to be a
there's,
spy.
there's an element of psychopath people who
You-
can
you-
cheat
you-
for
you
that
have to
long.
be. You have
Because
to be.
you have to be like a liar, like how do you say?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Logical
what
liar.
I would never understood when you hear these stories is how guys could go, or not guys, sorry, it's just anyone could go and cheat and then get into bed that night with the person they're with. I don't
Oh my
understand that.
God.
I think that actually is
Yeah.
mental.
That. I think that is another like psychopathic kind of.
It is odd.
You've got to be.
You have to turn your emotions off a little bit, right? You can't with a conscious mind do that and feel
There's
fine.
no way, like
For so many years
to
as well.
sleep with someone and then get back in bed with your girlfriend and a kiss and
No, it's too weird.
that's crazy. Fuck.
My
That-
husband cheated and I put hemorrhoid cream in his shower gel, egg yolk in his shoes and glitter in his car aircon. Petty, yes, but felt great.
Yeah, that's
Love
great.
ones like that.
We love that.
Well, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for doing Private Parts, both of you.
Thank you for having us again.
I'm so happy that you're in a happy relationship. Don't forget to send us in any of your dilemmas, confessions, anything rogue that you want my shit advice on. See you next week.